Tottenham through to the fourth round of the FA Cup, courtesy of a goal from Harry Kane. It was a dominant performance. Spurs were by far the best team. Portsmouth offered almost nothing in the game. Let's have that absolutely right. They offered almost nothing. No one expected very much from them at all. Harry Kane in the 50th minute stepping up and scoring a sublime strike to put Tottenham through to the following to the next round, to keep them in the hunt for their first trophy in a long time. Harry Kane's first trophy is still alive, and Antonio Conte knows that's what he needs to deliver at this football club. He knows at Tottenham he needs to deliver a trophy. That makes him one of the greatest managers in their history, just by picking up a trophy at this point. And they keep themselves in it. There were some good performances. I thought Sarr in the middle looked very good indeed. I thought he looked very, very good. I was impressed when he came on as a substitute the other day. I want to see a little bit more from him. Brian Hill continues to impress, continues to demonstrate why maybe he needs a bit more of a running berth in this team, a bit more of a start, a bit more game time, because there's a player in there. There's genuinely a good quality player in that team. Harry Kane is Harry Kane. And I made this statement yesterday and I stand by it. I look at my club, Man United. If Man United signed Harry Kane today, I think we'd win the Premier League. That's how good he is. Creativity, goal scoring ability, one of the best on ability this country has ever had. And he delivered again today. And some will say it's only against Portsmouth in the FA Cup. I don't care. He delivered again. He steps up and delivers when on such a regular basis for Tottenham, especially at this level of the game. Does he have enough around him to deliver in semis and in finals and in those clutch moments? I think Harry Kane's got the ability to. He just needs more clutch around him. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. But from Tottenham's point of view, it was another struggling performance. I felt overall for cohesion. And you could argue they've got Skip and Sarr in the middle. How much game time have they had together? You know, there's loads of different elements that you could kind of look at in this game and kind of create a bit of an excuse, you know. But I look at this team and think to myself, there's a lot. Spurs need to do a lot more if they think they're going to win trophies. They've got to do a lot more. They've got to improve a lot more if they want to think about genuinely getting back into the top four. Sorry, remaining in the top four. Sorry, let me rephrase that, because it's still very bitty, disjointed. There is no flow to the style of play. Now, Portsmouth are a very, very average club nowadays. Anyway, they're a very average club now. They had their moment in the sun. We all know that, but they're in League One now. I think they haven't won a game in their last 4 or 5. Legitimately, in their last 4 or 5 games, they haven't won. Where are they even in their league? I'm just looking here. They're mid-table in League One. You know, they've only won 7 games from 22 all year. No win in their last 6 league games. No win in 7 games in all competitions now, including the FA Cup. And I would expect to see a lot more from Tottenham with a very strong team at home. Yes, Romero's on the bench. Bentancur and Kulusevski are out, and Højbjerg didn't start. But you still look at this, right? Tenkanga, Sanchez, Davis, Sessegnon, Skip, Sarr, Royale, Hill, Son, Kane. Devine and Spence coming on. I would still expect more gilt-edged chances, more goals scored, and a more fluid performance from Tottenham. And I think for Tottenham's point of view, and I've had this conversation with a number of Spurs fans recently. It's why aren't you guys backing us? Why don't you think we can win anything? Why are you sort of harsh on us, as it were? And the reason that we're often harsh on Tottenham isn't because we don't think Spurs are a good team, isn't because we don't think they have good players or their manager isn't of a top class level. And by the way, I updated the score. I just noticed I put 1-1 instead of 1-0. My apologies. I apologize. And it's about the quality of performance. And it isn't even about being the most free-flowing and entertaining team. There have been times where Antonio Conte's pragmatic teams have still been seamless. Jose's teams, seamless. Diego Simeone's teams, seamless. And I use those 3 as examples because they're so famous, so front of mind. We need to see more from Tottenham to believe in you and to get behind your club and say you're a real danger and a real threat. Even if we just isolate this to the FA Cup, the draw is always key because big teams may knock each other out. But today's performance has been similar to nearly every performance we've seen from Spurs in the last couple of months, barring that second half against Crystal Palace where they were absolutely amazing. And by the way, there was flow, there was cohesion, there was great movement of the ball, there was an energy amongst them. Wasn't quite there today. And I would expect to see it from a team desperate for a trophy because they got themselves through today. But who knows? A mistake at the back from a corner near the end, and this game goes to a replay. And that is the kind of risk that Antonio Conte and Tottenham cannot afford to make. On Harry Kane, we speak about him a lot on the terrace, and I'll say it again. World class, one of the best football players of his generation, one of the best strikers the Premier League has ever had, one of the best strikers that and attackers that English football has ever seen. Obviously, I don't want Spurs to win this tournament because I support Man United, so I want us to win it. But if Man United can't, I'd love Harry Kane to. I would love Harry Kane to win it because his ability deserves it. His loyalty to Tottenham deserves it. And even though he tried to leave a year ago, he stayed. He's got his head down. He's the reason they're even in title, top four, trophy winning conversations. He is the main reason, the main catalyst. He's above and beyond everybody else that's played for Tottenham for many, many, many years. And that's what I said at the top of the video. If Man United signed him tomorrow, legitimately, Man United would win the league this year. If he joined Arsenal, they'd win the league by 15 points. If he went and joined City right now, even with Haaland in the team, they would catch Arsenal's 5-point gap and extend it by 8, 9, 10 points. He's that good a footballer. Some will say the only challenge to that is, well, he hasn't got a pedigree of winning, so how do you know he'd deliver? I think he would. It's just a belief, purely based on a belief. Like the vast majority of predictions you make, some of it is based on historical fact, some of it is based on a winning, some of it is based on just a feeling that you have, how you feel that a team could develop and move forward with him. It's his goals and it's his creativity. And I also think if he was at a team like Arsenal, a team like City, a team like Man United, who even Man United in the last decade have been awful, have still won 3 major trophies. There's more than one person to pick up the pieces if it goes wrong. When Harry Kane plays for Tottenham in big games, it's on Harry Kane to deliver. And that pressure is almost too much for anybody to handle because even Lionel Messi at his pomp at Barca, he wasn't expected to be the only one who delivered. There was huge pressure on Xavi and Iniesta, huge pressure on Gerard Piqué, huge pressure on Dani Alves, huge pressure on Neymar and Suarez, not to mention many other people. If you look at, I'm going to use Chelsea as an example to take it away from any United bias. Look at the best Chelsea teams. It wasn't just Lampard and Drogba that they had to rely upon. You sit there in the comments now and name all the other players they had to pull from. You give that quality to Harry Kane, he'll deliver for you, in my opinion. Listen, I want your views and I want your opinions. Make sure you're smashing the like and the share button. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you soon.